Welcome back to Andersen Acres. It is a cold, windy, gross day here, but not too bad that we can't do a little bit of filming. It feels cold, but it's not. It's about 16 Celsius, so it's not freakishly cold, and our peppers are still growing, and oddly enough, our snapdragons are blooming a little bit more, even though we're into fall. It's September now. It's actually October when this video is posted, but it's September when I'm filming. So, yeah, it's cold and blowy, but that doesn't mean we can't talk about, there's our Halloween decorations, but it doesn't mean we can't talk about some gardening things. I wanted to talk about matching plants to your garden site. So getting plants that will thrive in your garden site. Not everywhere is suitable for every single plant. Okay, you can't grow everything everywhere. Part of that is simply where you live. Not everything will grow up here, for example. I'm in Canada. There's plenty of things we can't grow outside that if you live in the south, you can. So not everything will grow everywhere. But you also have to remember that the preferences for growing conditions do matter. So that little label that comes with your plants, the one that tells you this likes part sun, this likes full sun, etc., etc., that actually really matters. Hi, Gwen. Hi, baby. So it actually really matters what that little label says. So refer to that grower's tag to find out what your plant needs and whether you are able to give it what it needs. So light level and soil conditions. If you're not sure, ask knowledgeable garden center employees. My solitary surviving pumpkin. I know, I had 3, and we had 3 on video at one point. My son stepped on one, and I think wild rabbits ate the other one. Fantastic. Anyway, that's that. So if you're not sure, ask the garden center employees. Okay, you want to make sure you're putting the plants in the right soil and giving them the right light conditions so that they'll thrive. That's not to say you can't take a plant that wants full sun and grow it in low light. You can actually, it's possible. But it might be more of a challenge than you're willing to bite off at the beginning. Okay, so many gardeners like a challenge. They like getting plants to thrive in adverse conditions. That can be a lot of fun. Look at this rock. I actually love this rock. There's another rock down this way. But a lot of gardeners like that. They like the challenge of getting plants to grow in adverse conditions, and that's fine. But you might not want to do that starting out, because it can lead to a lot of disappointment as you find out, I didn't really know how to keep that plant alive. Bad me. It can also cost you time and money. So it can cost you time because you spent a bunch of time growing something that just wasn't going to grow there. And it costs you money because now you got to buy something else to go in that spot. And it's also kind of heartbreaking a little bit to see a plant that you spent money on, that you spent time cultivating, that you really enjoyed. Here's my other rock. I love this rock, surrounded by moss. It's fantastic. Great rock. Look at my moss. Hi. Cats everywhere. Anyone wondering why we have so many cats? We actually live in an area of the province that has a lot of rats. That's not the point. But yes, moss beds if you can grow them. Anyway, so it can be really sad to grow a plant, nurture a plant, and then just have it die because it just didn't like the soil or didn't get enough sun. Okay, that can really be upsetting, and I really don't recommend you kind of try that as almost a project. Halloween decorations. But I don't really recommend you do that at the beginning because you might get really discouraged and stop gardening altogether. So our lilacs, for example, the variety we bought, they like a heck of a lot of sun. That's why they are where they are, up at the front. Because they'll get so much sun. They get great morning sun, great afternoon sun. The only time they don't get sun is in the evening, and that's fine. We don't worry about that. But still, don't challenge a plant's growing conditions if you're not sure, okay? Just because it's so disappointing so disheartening to have a plant that did grow but then died. So I really recommend checking those soil conditions, checking those light conditions, checking the watering conditions, and making sure you give the plant what it says it needs. You can experiment later, but at the beginning, you definitely want to follow the recommendations. It's just smarter. Okay? It's just a lot smarter. It'll save you a lot of heartbreak. So it's getting even windier now. So because it's getting windier, we are going to stop for today. We will come back next week and we'll talk about, I would like to talk about water and how to plant a water smart garden. That doesn't necessarily mean picking plants that survive in a desert. It means selecting things that work with where you are. But we'll talk about that a little bit more next week. For now, we'll see you tomorrow.